Hey guys, PepperAmmy here. This week is the infamous cheese tasting video. Now, some of these cheeses are not going to make the list. That's fine. Especially the Danish Blue. That one, unfortunately, did not meet my expectations and I purged it. But I do have some actual cheese wire. Not necessarily officially made. It's a clay cutter that I brought off of Amazon that originally came with wire that thick. And it's like, oh, well, sliced cheese. And yeah, it turns out it doesn't. So, brought some actual cheese wire, jerry rigged it on here. This is actual cheese wire. Anyway, we are going to be starting with a taste test of the second cheese I actually made, which was the stirred curd cheddar chili. Try to find a small enough knife. Actually, no, I want to use scissors because I want to try and reuse these bags. But it is almost Christmas. I am giving these a little taste test before Christmas in the hopes. Right, where's the deepen the butter? No. Yes. Shh. Go sleep. Yeah, so I'm giving these a little taste test before Christmas in hopes that they are family worthy. And if I'm not in work tomorrow, this will be why. Nightmare. Precariously balanced ice cube trays with crackers on top. So I have some sea salt crackers. Just to try these out. Yep. Generic, slightly salty cracker. And there is a little bit of moisture in the bag with cheeses. Actually, I'm going to put on some gloves because there's a Nintendo Wii sealing use. But I am going to try and cut a bit off, take some down to family. So yeah, this cheese, this one right here, was made on the 12th of September. This one is a little over 3 months old. At this point I have taken it out and had a little test of it before. Yeah, there are some little bits of fluff on the outside of it just from the cheesecloth, but that doesn't seem to have affected it in any way. I have just taken a small piece of the chili off. Now when I did rewrap this, I did put a little bit of chili oil on it. Right. Now does this now, I'm not sure the best way to attempt to slice this because this is obviously not a official thing. I don't think it would go under this. I think this chopping board is a little too big. You know what? Take the cheese off the chopping board. Maybe? I don't know. Get a nice big slice. Oh yeah, that goes through nice and easy. Yeah, As it's quite a soft cheese, quite pale on the inside. Nice and soft, not crumbly, doesn't have too much eye development on the inside. What did I do with the knife? Oh, I put the knife back, didn't I? See what we're going to do. Yeah, quite a crumbly cheese. Slice of cheese is bigger than the cracker. Now that turned out much better than the first batch of cheese I made, which was the farmhouse. Oh, that's a nice cheese. It's got a very subtle spice to it. But, yes. Cheese number 2, caraway. Now I'm going to work down the list. I'm not going to do this all in one night. But, yes, caraway was the second one that I made. This is the one that looks a little bit mouse poopy. Very little moisture in the bag, which is a good sign. Right, so yes, this was also the stirred curd cheddar. Put it from the other side so the date stays on. This was made on the 14th of the 9th, so 2 days. Excuse me. This one was made on the 14th of the 9th, so 2 days after that one. So this is technically my third batch of cheese. I will re-vac seal all of those because I do want to further age. This one's a bit more orange, I think. Got a little bit more of that annatto. So I'm just going to take the edge off. A little bit of it's a bit like that's kind of so almost like slightly aniseedy. Has caraway got like But that one, once again, another decent cheese. Not bitter, unlike the first batch. No, caraway, good. Next one on the list, Danish blue, that one's gone. Lavender is the next one. Now the lavender one I have tasted before. It is quite potent because yeah, I could only find like one lavender cheese online, so I kind of eyeballed it, and I think I slightly overdid it with the lavender. Quite slightly overdid it. It's very lavendery. You can tell the flavour is lavender. But this was one of those, like, I have a lot of lavender. I don't know what to do with the large amount of lavender I have. And then I was going through my cheese making phase. So, yeah, ended up making lavender cheese. Now this one's been quite a weepy one. I have had to change the bag and reseal it. Like, the bag's not puffed up, the bag's not lost like pressure or anything, or gained pressure. Like, you can smell the lavender. You can truly tell this is the lavender cheese. Now, I do believe as well, this one had a slight bit of blue mould on it, because this is the one that I made straight after making the Danish blue. So there was some slight Danish blue spores around. Once again, go show you really need to clean everything if you're making a blue cheese. But hopefully, in the new year, I will retry a blue cheese, because it was a pretty good cheese from the little bit that I had. Right, so lavender cheese is a wonky cheese. I don't want to cut like a massive chunk of this off, but let's say it's my wonkiest cheese, I guess. There's one, a little bit crumbly. Now, there was a cheese or two of these that I'm pretty sure I forgot to add salt into. But here goes lavender. Now, that is super lavendery. You know, as you would kind of expect from a lavender cheese, where I think it's got like 3 tablespoons of lavender in it. I went a little overboard on that one. Ooh. Yeah, I say it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not terrible. You can definitely tell lavender was the flavour. Of making the cheese. And turns out coffee stout is not a subtle hint of coffee. It is a very strong taste of coffee. Now, this is like an oddly pale looking cheese, considering it's got stout in it. And once again, there was a little bit of moisture on this one, but then it was quite a wet cheese because it was soaked. Here we get it. Ooh. It's almost like toffee. Need some more paper towel. It's because a few of these are wet, they shouldn't really be wet, but I think it's just me for not drying them, because obviously they have a dehumidifier which dries the outside of the cheese. So it makes it look like it's done, whereas inside I think it still has quite a lot of moisture that needs to come out. But that is entirely on me. It's nothing to do with the recipe, that is me thinking something is done when it's not. And that, very good smelling cheese at least. Considering there's mustard in this cheese, this is going to be a test of my cheese cutting skills, but once again, this actual cheese wire light work of it. Did butcher the end of it, but what can you expect? As I say, there is quite a toffee-like smell to it. There's a very pale on the inside as well. Let's see how pale that is. Especially compared to the other cheeses that had annatto. I don't think I put annatto in this one because I soaked it in essentially like a dark stout. But it didn't really take on the colour. Great. Good break. Relatively good break. And we are going to bag up a smaller bit. So it's going to be the whole piece. And this is going to be a taste testy piece. Oh, here are those mustard seeds crunch. It's definitely got the coffee aftertaste. Now, I'm not going to put that on the crackers for myself. I will put a little bit on the cracker for Charlotte. Now, I won't be surprised if she dislikes that one. But, yes, it's a very sweet. I say, very almost toffee-like. Right, so the next one is the mulled wine. Now this is like the festive one. It saddened me as this one is aged because it's got duller. Oh, I know what that one is. Yeah. So yeah, this one is mulled wine in saffron. Now this one was a very, very kind of vibrant purple when I started it. I've just noticed there's a lot of moisture in this bag. It's a very fruity cheese. It is almost 9 o'clock at night. This one has a nice marbling to it as well. I am wondering if the colour is going to differ on the inside to the outside. Now there is saffron on the outside of it as well, which is why it's got some weird coloured spots on the outside. About there-ish. Ooh, this is a very crumbly cheese. I just put a nice crack down it. I think maybe the back side of the cheese might have come off now. Oh wow, yeah, that's a very dry cheese on the inside. Now I think this is the one that actually cracked during the air drying process. You know, thinking it over, I think this might have been the one that cracked during the air drying process. Because this is super delicate cheese. They're very dry. Genuinely, I'm not a fan of this one. Maybe a different wine would have worked a lot better than like I guess, a flavoured mulled wine. But yeah. Like the flavour is there. I can't even remember what mulled wine it was. I know it was like a funky one. But yeah, that is very dry on the inside there. Mixed feelings about that one. I'm not too sure. Yeah, so is it the Reaper one next? Got to check now. I think it was the Reaper and then the Pep Shine, right? Yeah. So that one has, I think it's 2 Carolina Reapers, 3 Trinidad Scorpions. I think. And then it's, of course, coated in cayenne pepper and smoked paprika. And rubbed in oil. So this one's been a pain. This one's going to be a mess. Yeah, this one's going to be an absolute mess to cut. I think after this one, might be quick tidy up before the last 2. Now I did plan on doing this over like 2 takes, but once I've got started, you know, it's going. Yeah, you can see that's quite damp, but a lot of that is going to be the oil. So like, I didn't really know how to coat this, so that's just like a chunk of paprika there. Paprika and cayenne. Just absolutely caked on the sides. I don't know the best way to get that off. Maybe rinsing it? Can you rinse a cheese? I think you can rinse a cheese, right? That's a nice cut. Probably one of the nicest cuts. Ooh. Right, just put down the back where it came from. See, I was off put by that one. I'm going to have to clean the cheese wire for this as well. Depending on how hot this cheese actually is. Do we have a cracker? Hey, Corey. Ooh, you can taste like the smokiness of that paprika. And my god, this is a warm cheese. Oh. Oh my god. I was concerned when I tried a little bit of that. It wasn't actually that spicy. That is good. I'm waiting for the hiccups to kick in. Like any minute now. Ooh. Ooh, almost. Oh, that is a hot cheese. Right, one slight tidy up later on. We are back to the last 2 cheeses. That one is the Marmite one, and that one is the pepper and Worcestershire. pepper and Worcestershire first, isn't it? Yeah, Peppershire. Once again, a little bit of moisture in this bag. It's not too bad compared to the others. I have to dry it off. That is fine. Now this one is actually only from October. Oh, you can smell the Worcestershire sauce. I was getting a little bit concerned because when I was wiping it, it was turning white, and I was like, oh no, it's mould. But no, it's just the exterior of the cheese drying out a little bit. Right. Try and wind this up again. About there. Oh, this is a firm cheese. I'd say it's a crumbly one. Just took a big chunk off the back there. Oh, that is. She has lost all integrity. Oh, well, good news then, at least. All that is. That's good, that's very peppery. Now, if there was any cheese here that I could just straight up say my mum's going to enjoy, it's going to be that one. That cheese is self-destructing there. See, it's mostly, if I'm looking at it, like all of the whole peppercorns are on one side. And that's the side that it's gone. Because like this side, not many peppercorns, you see. So yeah, it's definitely the peppercorns that have caused the weakness there. That is a good cheese. I'm going to have to bag that one up. Bag that one in bits. Get this crumbly. Yeah, that's just self-destructing in there. Marmite. Okay. Now this is the one where I was a bit apprehensive to add in the cayenne. Now, like, think back at this as well. I'm just going to slightly straight off target. Not off topic. Like, we cooked the Marmite water because of yeast. And yet, we made cheese out of wine and stout. But, to that point, I guess the yeast in those is spent. But then again, once again, like, Marmite is a boiled reduction of yeast. That one smells like, ooh, it's like oddly fruity. I'm gonna say, like, if I had to tier list, that chili one that we tried right at the start, or that I tried right at the start, should I say? That one is probably so far like my favourite, but I think that's just because like it was my first or like my first flavoured cheese, shall I say. And it's the oldest one, apart from the original stirred curd cheddar. Well, you can see like a couple of like eye developments in there. It's not too bad. You can, I don't know how well the camera's going to pick that up, but you can see like the little, like the individual curds. I quite like that. The cayenne's like most prominent on the outside, it's not really on the inside. Once again, just checking the camera is actually recording. We get a nice, not a clean break, nope. Now let's get Marmite. Sure, that's not going to try Marmite. And it smells like oddly fruity. It's such a weird thing. It's just like. I was going to say the Marmite's quite subtle, but no, it gets you at the end. Yeah, the Marmite's definitely the aftertaste on that. Which I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Not saying it's good, but maybe because like if you've seen my Marmite cheese video, which is how we got here. In that one, I did half the amount of Marmite that it suggested adding, but I also half the amount of water. So I'm wondering if it's not necessarily about the Marmite concentration. But if you do actually just need that little bit of extra Marmite, just push it across the line. But the video I watched, he made, it was Vegemite, not Marmite. So, maybe that's the difference. I don't know. But anyway, that is PepperAmmy's 2024 cheese roundup. Now, apart from the straight up first cheese, how do we get like, yeah, I've written up a couple of those. So this is my 2024 cheeses. So like the first cheese, if I go down the list, the first cheese I made, which was the farmhouse cheddar. Now that one, a little bit bitter. I've looked it up, just needed more salt in it. Well, that's normally what it is. Stirred curd cheddar, the chili one, fantastic. Absolutely love that one. Really subtle hint of chili, but it's there, you know it's there. Caraway, not everyone's favourite. I quite liked it, Charlotte didn't. Danish blue, we don't talk about Danish blue. Farmhouse cheddar lavender, pretty good. Very floral, very lavendery. If you don't like lavender, you're not going to like that cheese. I mean, if you don't like lavender, you're not going to make lavender cheese, are you? Stirred curd cheddar coffee mustard. That one, quite an interesting one. Like it's, even when I was drinking the actual stout itself, it's like a very toffee. It was almost like a very sweet toffee. Like, I don't know, it's just a very sweet coffee that went towards toffee rather than coffee. But yeah, very good cheese. Mulled wine. Now, I'm not a fan of it. I think it might have just been the flavour of mulled wine I went for. Not a big fan. We'll probably revisit by making an actual just red wine cheese. I don't think I'm going to go through the mulled wine cheese route again. The Reaper one has a kick to it, very nice. Wouldn't go for it for like an everyday cheese, but like, no, just crumble it up over some of your like cheese on toast or something. Just melt it in. That'd be really nice, just for a little bit of like an extra kick. The pepper and Worcestershire, quite a nice cheese, very peppery. I think there was a little bit too much pepper in there. And the Marmite and cayenne, can't really taste the cayenne. I mean, like, the subtle hint is there, but the Marmite does creep in right at the end and get you. So anyway, that wraps up PepperAmmy's 2024 cheese list. As always, if you like what you saw, let me know down below with a like, comment. If you're indeed new here, feel free to subscribe for what will hopefully be free weekly cooking content in the new year. Because, yeah, recently not been so active. Hopefully, mental state is going to improve in the new year. Get some stuff done. But anyway, I will see you all again next time. Thanks for watching.